good. You work for the Sea Life Center. I can't figure out why they're only serving red salmon in all the restaurants around here, and there's no king salmon available.
Well, there is not as much king salmon now as there used to be, and that's because in the last 5 years, Alaska has experienced some pretty record low king runs. So they're just not coming back in the numbers they used to, and so there aren't as many fish out there.
But what's leading to that?
Well, there's probably a lot of factors, and science is rarely one thing, but scientists are looking towards most of the signs pointing towards global climate change.
You know, it seems like they blame everything on that these days.
Well, you're right. They probably are, and that's because it's global. It is a big change. Everything is changing, and not just the atmosphere. We're warming the atmosphere up with all of the greenhouse gases that we're putting in it when we burn fossil fuels, but it's also changing the ocean. And it's changing the small animals that depend upon the ocean and the small animals that the salmon depend on to get nice and big.
Yeah, but it's changed before. I know there have been, wasn't there a little ice age even here in Alaska? And there have been, warmer times and colder times before, all part of natural cycles. So, and salmon have been around then.
You're right, they have. Salmon have been around for millions of years, and they've gone through all of these climatic cycles. But the difference this time is that those cycles are really accelerating. We are seeing global climate change go warmer, faster than it ever has before. And the ocean just isn't keeping up with those changes. Animals can't adapt quick enough, and salmon are one of them. Their food sources might be affected, and so they are not producing in the numbers, or at least not returning in the numbers. And
so no one's getting in?
Well, yeah, you're not the only person looking for them. You and me would love to have more of it on our plate. But you have to start in the ocean. The salmon have predators, salmon sharks and orcas and all kinds of other animals that are eating the salmon out there. And then when they start making their runs, you have the commercial fishermen that you and I would depend upon to put it on our plate, the recreational fishermen, like the fellas behind us who come up here to Alaska to fill up their coolers with salmon. And then you also have native Alaskans who are really looking for that subsistence quota to feed their family for the whole winter. And all of these folks are looking to us to figure out what's wrong with the salmon runs. And so it's a huge problem, but it's definitely one we're working on, but we think it mostly leans towards the changing ocean and changing climate.
Well, that's pretty discouraging, but I guess it's all pretty complicated.
It is pretty complicated, but in the meantime, until we figure it out, how about some silver salmon for dinner?
Sounds like I'll have to settle. Thanks.